Oh man, you know that shit reminds me of like that's a good epic like just
That's beyond you. That's
like eerie song there, but it also reminds me of like shot a million times, you know, while you're going down.
Oh, yeah, another one that we could play. If I was running for president, that would be my theme song.
I would encourage people. Man.
Yes, it would. It would. It would be like, vote for me.
Like you're going down.
Yeah. Yeah, you know you like it. You know you want it. That was the theme song for The Miz.
That's eerie. It's epic.
Oh yeah, that's fucking great.
This big the Lizard King here has some great topics.
Oh yeah.
That you had to come up. So what was the first one?
Let's talk about some real scary.
Top 5.
Some real top scary moments.
Okay.
That happened to you.
Personal experiences. Now we haven't done this before.
And I'll go first here. Yeah, man. Top 5 fucking scary ass shit that happened to me was there was a ghost that still lives at my mom's house. She's still there. It's a house from the 50s. You know how old that fucking house is? When I saw the deed said, no colors, no Asians.
Oh shit.
So we were like, okay, we're in the clear. We're in the clear on this one. So it's a fucking old ass house. So when we first started living there, one night I was in bed with my chihuahua that kisses. And we were laying in bed, and this was about maybe 16 years ago. And, or no, maybe less, maybe 12, 13 years ago. And we're laying in bed. I decided to get up to go to the restroom. And all of a sudden, when I sat up, I felt this.
Like back down?
Yes.
Oh.
And I went with it. I went back down.
You know you did the covers over your head.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I forgot all about going to the restroom. I fucking laid there with my chihuahua, and I fucking was there. I was just happy that she was there with me.
Oh, yeah.
To protect me. So, that was the first experience. Second yeah. Fuck that shit. I told her all about it the next day, and she was like, yeah, it was probably the lady that lives here. So, the next experience was a couple of years later. And my stepdad, he'd moved in already, and I was living in the opposite room, and it was late at night. Once again, I decided to get up, go rest. So I was crossing the hallway. They always left the door open for the cat they used to have. And when I crossed the hallway, I could see all the way to the back of that room.
Okay.
And there was there was moonlight coming in from the front door all the way down the hall. So it was kind of light a little bit. So I'm crossing the hallway, and I think I see my mom just standing there in the room, in the dark. And I stop, and I say, hey, in a quiet voice, because I don't want to wake up my stepdad. Hey, Mom, are you all right? What's going on? And I get an answer, and almost immediately, I got this weird feeling. Yeah, that my mom would not answer me. So I immediately
backed
up, and I felt a chill because she was just standing there at the end of the bed, long hair, and I said no. In my mind I said no, it's not my mom. I immediately went back into my room as fast as I could, went under the covers. I just laid there. I went with the coconut that I was with, and the chihuahua. And that was it. I didn't go to the restroom. I forgot about that. And the next day, I woke up. My mom, she calls me from the hospital. She says, in the middle of the night, a few hours earlier, Rob had gotten up with a terrible gallstone attack, and they had taken him to the emergency room. And I told her about what I saw in her room.
Well, apparently that goes to Herbert.
Yeah. Apparently, what I saw what was in the room. I saw something in there.
And apparently this is the second time he's peed the bed.
No, I did not pee the bed. At no point. So anyway, number three on that one is I moved back in for a brief period for like 2 months, and I was there in bed one morning, and I didn't have to go to work till about 3. So I was laying down. I went back to lay down, and suddenly I was just laying there, and I felt this, like on my hair,
on the bed,
on my hair. Yes, I felt this like caressing my hair a little bit, and I said, "Oh God, no,
not again.
I don't need that shit. So that was the next one. And
these are all at your house.
At that house. And then when I moved out, everything went bad with the first fiance, and I was there by myself at the new apartment, the old apartment.
I got a major headache.
Go for it. And
too much fucking sheetrock in my head.
Yeah, fuck it. And so I'm there at the old apartment that I used to have, and
the Southside one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I went to bed because I got off work about 3. I got home. I was tired, so I lay down, went to bed in my room. I woke up feeling paralyzed, like I could not move.
Wait, how do you feel paralyzed? That's like,
yeah, you know, if you had dreams where you just felt like when you're in them and you cannot move, like you're paralyzed, you can't.
I bet a lot of paralyzed people are mad at you right now. Like,
exactly.
We can't feel shit, motherfucker.
Yeah, you can't feel nothing, but it's like you can feel, but you can't move.
You know, you're aware, you can't move.
Yeah, you're aware and you cannot move. And I could look down in my room, and there was a dark figure in my room. He entered it.
Fucking Macho Man.
And whatever it was, it was moving really fast. But it was standing still. So it was like this. Like real fast, like a blur.
Shit you see in movies.
Yeah, it was a blur, but it was kept coming closer and closer. And I remember I was like, I wanted to scream, I wanted to fucking just yell, but I couldn't. Whatever it was keeping me still. And it was getting closer and closer and closer. And eventually, before it got to me, because I remember it was reaching out to me. And before it got to me, I got up. I guess I woke up, and I was like, it's the only time.
It was bad beer. Like,
yeah, it was the only time I've ever woken up and I actually made a noise, because, you know, usually if I have a bad dream, I'll wake up and I'll be like, you know, you be quiet. But this one I had to, because it was so terrifying. It was so fucked up, you know. I woke up and I just went, oh fuck. Am I awake? Is this still the dream? No, can't be. I wasn't sure when I woke up that it was the dream or not.
I've had some terrible. 90% of my dreams are just terrible.
Go for it.
I've even told you about them. It's like I'm in a fucking movie, or like I'm witnessing just hell taking over Earth type stuff when I dream. But as far as like me being caught off guard in my own dreams, it's very random and rare. I've had most of my dreams are either.
Well, you've had lucid dreaming, right?
I've had dreams where it's so real that it's so gory and uncalled for. I've had dreams where I'm constantly visited by either some type of alien or I'm in a fucking spaceship. But there's never any good dreams.
Have you ever had a lucid dream where you can actually control it?
Yes.
You can change.
Now, I'm not saying that in the dreams I'm paralyzed or I'm shocked. I'm not.
Yeah.
There's just the events in my dreams I cannot change. I can control what I do. I can run fast. I can fly at any given moment. But what I find myself most of the time doing when I'm dreaming is I'm meant to watch.
Wow. Okay.
And it sucks because there's some horrible things I see. But as far as being now, are we just talking about dreams or actual moments that have happened as far as like, you know, scary?
Both.
Both? Okay, when I was a kid, before any of this craziness in my head started, we lived in Chicago. We lived with my grandparents because, you know, my dad was in the Marines and my mom, I don't know, fucking smoking pot or something. We lived with our grandparents in Chicago. We lived by a Pizza Nova. We lived on the 3rd floor, I want to say. It was me, my brother, my older sisters, and my cousin. Diana was like, I don't know if Diana was born then, but I know Diana was there. And, yeah, I was little, man. I'm like 6 years old or something like that. And it was funny, too, because this was during October. I can't say it was Halloween, but I know it was in October.
Maybe the middle of October.
My grandparents' rooms, they had those sliding doors that you do a little hit, but they slide, right? We had a big living room. I know that, man. It was long and big. Then there was a dining room that was small. Then there was a kitchen that was even smaller. Next to this, it's like the kitchen, dining room, living room. Next to the living room, there's a wall. There's this big room. The dining room, there's the master bedroom, and then to where the kitchen's at, there's the restroom. So we're hanging out in my cousin's room, watching movies, and it's pretty dark. And I remember I had to go to the restroom, and it was like 10 at night. My grandparents go to bed at 8. But in order to go to the restroom, we had to go to their door, and then come out the kitchen, and then go through the next door in the kitchen. So I get up, and I walk through my grandparents' room, and I see them asleep. And as soon as I close the door to open the kitchen door, I see my grandma. But she was kind of like glowing, like white. She had the Mexican gown she always wears, but she was just too white, like if she had been powdered all over. And I go, "Hi, Grandma." I remember I said, "Hola, abuelita." But, you know, back then I spoke Spanish. I was like, "Ah." And I just remember she looks at me, and she opens the door next to the kitchen and closes it. And I go to the restroom. I come back out, and I come back into my grandparents' room, and I see my grandpa. But they're asleep, and they look like they've been asleep for a while. I put 2 and 2 together, and I scream right in front of them. And they get up, they almost have a heart attack, and my cousin's coming like, "What the hell? What's going on?" And my grandpa's mad, "Why are you screaming, pendejo?" And I just saw Grandma, I just saw Grandma. And they're like, "What do you mean? Grandma's been here." I go, "I just saw her." And so my grandma and my sisters, they all come with me, like, "What? What did you see her?" "She was right there. She was in the door." The door was open, and when she closed it, it closed, and it was remained closed. And I remember, it was open, and then it closed. She walked into the room, and they opened the door. It was a fucking pantry. I was like, "Ah!" It was pretty creepy, man. I just started walking the door. At the time, it didn't compute what the door was. I didn't know it was the pantry. She walks in the pantry and closes it, and then she opens the door. It was just canned food and stuff. Like, oh, man.
Walking out of nowhere.
My grandparents had said, obviously, somebody had died in that building. They don't know what floor, but I was like, that was like spooky. They caught me up.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah. That was...
Fourth time, as far as like spookiness, I don't know why, but I caught myself walking by the neighborhood. I was walking down by the creek. This is on the west side here in San Antonio, during middle school. If anybody knows where John Tobin's at, just that creek that follows it on John Tobin here in the west side on, I believe that's Martin Street. And I'm walking down. It's like, it's almost dark, but you can still see the little shining of the sun going down, like the sunset. But it's still a little dark, and it's just like February or so too. It was nice and chilly, and I'm walking up. I'm going home or whatnot. But on the bottom there's a creek, and then there's those giant tunnels or sewers or whatnot. And I look down, and I see I thought it was a homeless woman. She's just like this, like looking down at the creek. And I look, and I thought it was like a homeless white lady because she was really pale. And I'm just, I'm walking down, I'm looking, I'm not making much, I'm looking again. I remember the third time I looked, I see her, and as soon as I turn around, like I'm looking this way, I can like visually see it just disappear. Like, just like, you know how you're looking around, you see in the corner eye, it's just gone, and I look back, it wasn't there. Like, nobody is that fast.
Nope.
And the tunnel was not dark at all. I can see a good 10 feet into it. So, I just pretty much ran back home. Fuck this.
Yeah.
I've had some creepy dreams that have left me like what the hell? I've had one where, this was like, I don't know what this was related to, man. I really don't. I know it had a little bit of aliens in it and a little bit of like maybe a religious conflict. I just remember at the end of this dream, I saw an epic war. But at the end of this dream, I've told you about this before. It was only scary to me because it was like to see what like my mind was capable of. My body was used to cause an ultimate war, and I killed a lot of people.
You tell me about that?
Somebody separated my soul or my conscience from the body to use my body to kill a lot of people. And when I realized what happened, somebody showed me a video of just me killing kids, killing people, killing anything. Now, it's easy for me to describe that to you, but in my head, I can see, you know, the bones, the blood. Extremely vivid and gory in my head.
Now, have you had any dreams that, like, impacted you physically in your waking world?
That have made me wake up?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little personal, but yeah,
I mean, you're gonna talk about the personal one.
No, I mean, but I considered it a nightmare because none of us would like to see any of your family get hurt or anything like that right now. I do remember I had a dream where me and all of our family were in Chicago for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
We were visiting them. Even our cousins were there. Our cousins and their kids. It was my brothers and my sisters. We were at a mall with them, and I remember coming out of the mall, and me and my sister Diana across the street. Now, she had her kid Mia. She didn't bring the other one because I think Michael stayed behind. But we crossed the street because we were all going to catch a bus to go somewhere. And I remember Daniel and Stephanie stayed behind because, you know, we crossed the streets and cars came by. There was no stop sign or anything like that. But I remember Stephanie and her kids crossed when we told them not to because we saw cars coming. We also saw a bus coming. So they all kind of rushed because, you know, we were going to catch that bus. Well, what ends up happening is that bus was texting on the phone, doing like 50 miles an hour on this road. And I just remember seeing Daniel dart. I thought he was going to try to outrun the bus because, you know, Daniel was like, oh, crazy.
Yeah.
He's like, I can do this. And I remember telling Daniel, get the back. Like, I'm cussing at him. And the inevitable happens. The bus just, you hear that god-awful sound. It sounds like, you know, I could see everything in my head. Like, my brother being crushed by this fucking bus. I was mad, and what was ugly to me is when the bus left, he just continued. He was on the phone, he continued, and we can hear him crash later. What was horrible sight to me is like to see my brother tangled up, messy, but his body was twitching to where he was like trying to get up, and he was so like he was trying to fight it, but you know he had no chance of survival, but he was still trying to get up, and he was twitching. Like, it was ugly because his arms was one way, his legs was the other.
God damn,
he was still trying to twist. And
your dreams are fucking...
And I remember I was mad at my brother for trying to outrun it, but he wasn't trying to outrun it. He pushed my cousin
out of the way
with her kids because she allowed them to cross the street in front of the bus.
Okay.
So, but after that, I remember I was holding Daniel's hand and he faded away. I saw a local gang member. I took his gun. And I emptied out that magazine on the bus driver.
Nice.
Well, in my dream, I went to jail, but I got the bus driver.
You know, that could be...
That made me get up, and I couldn't go back to sleep. It was 4 a.m.
That's a crazy dream.
It was a vivid dream, and I couldn't go back to sleep.
That's like, that's a message dream.
The other two dreams are even worse than that. I won't even get into those.
Yeah.
So, you know. They're pretty bad.
Dreams that impact you physically as soon as you wake. I had a dream once. I was in bed.
I've seen some bad things in my dreams, but you know, for something where I can't even go back to sleep, you know, that was pretty bad.
I don't know if I've had dreams where they were too gory or bloody or too upsetting.
Now, the goriest one I had was the one where I was telling you about I was witnessing a bicycle race out of all things. I don't know where. It was like in France. these bicycle races, it was infinite, man. It was all these guys, but they kept getting hit by cars. Cars kept running over these bicycles. Buses kept running these guys in the bicycles. You can hear the thuds, the agonizing pains, the breaking of the bones, dislocation of bones. There's blood. There's bones everywhere. But there's people still being run over.
It's like a demolition derby
with people.
Bodies.
And it was crazy. I was like, why is this happening? Why am I being shown this? This was the only one where I wasn't allowed to move. I'm just watching people die. Fucking France.
Fuck you, France. Well, I have one dream where I was visited by a ghost of a pet.
What?
Yeah.
What'd you do to that pet?
Kisses visited me, man.
What?
Yeah, I was laying in bed.
Hey, we can't tell that to the Christians because Christians believe that pets don't have souls.
Fuck that shit. We believe it.
You blasphemer.
Yeah. I'm a fucking TK, man. We're beyond that. So I'm laying in bed with the ex-fiance there, and she's got her dog there. So I'm just laying there in bed, and I have a dream that I wake up in bed with her and the dog, and
she's trying to warn you to break up with her.
Probably. And I see, like, because the blanket was over me, and I see a fucking lump moving up the blanket. And it scared me for a minute, because I didn't know what the fuck it was. And then it moved up, and I was like, it kept moving up forward towards me. And I was laying there, I was like, fuck, what is that?
And then it was his.
And then I put my hands underneath, and I recognized how she felt. And she came up, like, and I held her like this, and I was so happy. Like, I hadn't been that happy, like, in a long time.
Like, I haven't seen you in a while.
Feeling that feeling of, like,
what if it was just her, like, saying, hey,
yeah, it was
I found your cloud.
It was her. And I remember I just had her like that, and I was like, oh, I know you're not alive, but
it's good to see
you're
you.
right here,
yeah.
and it's good to see you and hold you. And I woke up. Shit you not. I woke up like this.
Like a keg of beer.
No, I woke up like that, like clutching her.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit.
That's a cool dream. I think the best dreams that, the best dreams are the ones where you don't know if they're real, if it's real or not. I think those are the best.
I've had a lucid dream where, because I've had dreams where suddenly I realized I was dreaming. And it felt like, as soon as I felt like that, it fell apart. And I got pulled out.
You lost control of it.
Yeah, I lost control and I got pulled out of it and I woke up.
Yeah.
And I had one dream where I was upstairs and something was happening. And then I ran downstairs. And then suddenly I stopped and I looked around. And it was kind of hazy, but I could still see everything. And I saw things. And I said, wait a second.
This isn't right.
This isn't right. And I started focusing on things. I focused on a table. I focused on a lamp. And I said, wait a second. And I focused on it. And I concentrated on it. It was there. And I concentrated on my hand. I looked at it, and it was there in the dream. And I said, fuck, I have a dream. What's going on here? And I went to the front door, and I opened it. Physically, I opened it, and I saw a bizarre landscape, like a Tron style, where it was like open beyond, and there was some buildings and some like businesses off to the side, and in front of me it was like a landscape, and it was like covered in snow a little bit, but not covered in snow, a little bit, halfway. There was an expressway, a vast one, off this side, but there was no cars, nothing. And I remember I stood there and I looked out and I saw the clouds, and it was like a purple sky, and there was nothing. And I remember I sat there and I thought, and oh, okay. So I said, build something, and a fucking mountain builds itself in the distance. I could see it building itself. I said, okay. And I felt myself losing control a little bit because things were getting more hazy. And I said, okay, I want more people. And all of a sudden, when I turned around, I heard noise, and there was people on the expressway. There was cars all of a sudden just coming, and it started to rain. It started to rain, and I said, but it wasn't raining on me. It was just raining there. And I saw a little girl. She walked around the front of this house where I was, but she didn't come towards me. She put a note on the floor, on the ground, and she backed up and she walked with me. And I kept looking at this note, and I was like, "There's something on it I want to read, but I'm not sure yet. You know, if I should read it." And I remember I could control this dream. I was like, yeah, I can make things happen here. But it was not very long before I just lost control.
Man, like 20% of my dreams I can control completely.
Yeah.
Like most of my dreams are just like TK third world style dreams.
Oh yeah.
Right? But the other 80%, I shit you not, it's just war, man.
War. See, that's what a lot of people tell me about their dreams, and they're very gory and bloody and.
The only good ones I have that I tell you, and they're well worth it, are the ones I dream about comics, where I make a whole novel in my dream.
You make a story, a movie, or a storyline in your dream.
And then the rest of them are just like, babies being decapitated and fucking, pregnant women being punched with spiked claws, and it's like, what's the meaning of this? And the other ones are just war, straight out war, like, we're fighting Japan again, or Korea invades us, and it's just never good.
Yeah, I never have dreams that are bloody or gory.
I even told you about that one about how I survived the nuclear bombing here.
Yeah, you told me.
They bombed.
It's so like detailed and so.
I don't know why I was in Austin, but I was in Austin, and they bombed.
Your dreams are longer than.
They bombed Austin with a nuclear bomb, and
fucking
I remember
anything I've ever seen.
I just remember we were fortunate to be by a cast iron tub. We flipped that bitch over, held on tight, and of course we came out sick because of the radiation.
You know what it could be that when you sleep, your brain just keeps firing, and your imagination just keeps creating all this shit, and you can remember it.
I don't know, because it like. I only started having these crazy dreams after high school. That was it.
Yeah.
Before high school, like getting laid. Those were all my dreams.
Those were the dreams.
That was it.
Then you got laid, and then then you had the dream.
I think in my dreams that's when the general was born. It's like, but I don't know. All right, you had another topic
in the dreams, bro.
You had another topic which was good, because right now we're like the top 5 scariest moments.
What was the other topic?
Top 5 scariest. What was it? Top 5 scariest moments, like ghosts and all that. And it was a top 5 scariest.
Oh, we've seen a lot of movies.
No, this was something else.
Yeah.
You had another topic. It was good. Damn it, we should have wrote it down.
Yeah. Okay.
You can wait. Top 5. What was it, man? You had this brilliant idea. Fuck.
I wish we could rewind this show and.
No, but you said it before we started the show.
Oh fuck!
It was top 5 scariest moments.
Yeah, I had top 5 the scariest real life things that happened to us.
And then you had another one, but top 5 scariest something.
Did we ever talk about just a straight out top 5 horror movies? Did we ever?
No, this could be. If it's the top 5 just horror movies that we like, my number 5 would go to The Mist.
Yeah.
Only because it's a new one, and I stick with the classics. The Mist would be number 5. My number 4 is still going to be The Beyond.
Oh.
Number 3. I'm only going to put it this high because there were good movies back then, but they were cheesy. Okay? And I'm putting this one this high because it's still so new, but it made me do something I haven't done in a long time with a horror movie. It made me jump. Insidious. We'll go number 3. Number 2 is a horror movie. Probably because of WTF. It's like, who thinks of this? The original Exorcist.
Yeah.
you know, the white girl flipping her head is kind
Oh, that's
of
pretty
new.
crazy, right?
It's kind of new to
I
me.
mean,
Like,
that was new back then.
it's
Imagine,
like,
you know why those people are all fucking crazy.
what the hell? Who's thinking this?
Like, what the hell's wrong with you, man?
My number one horror movie is still gonna go to Kazam.
Kazam. Damn you, Kazam. You bastard.
I don't know who thought of that. Who thought it was gonna be cool? No. Okay, I'll give you the double pack. Kazam and Steel together. In
well,
okay.
Now that is a horror fucking movie right there. You have to watch those back to back. Not even Giorgio would watch that.
So those are anything in Shaquille O'Neal is like the number one ultimate package. That's a horror right there to watch it.
Yeah, on another level, man. I'll go with my top 5 would be number 1. I would go with my number 1. I'll go with Midnight Meat Train.
What? No way.
Yeah.
What?
You know, well, as far as like I'm 5 is wait a second.
5 would be the lowest. One would be the number.
Okay, I'll go with 5. 5.
Midnight Meat Train.
Good one. Good one. Came out of nowhere.
Fucking Bullet Tooth Tony, baby.
Bullet Tooth Tony. Very gory. Very dark.
I'm surprised what's his face pulled that off.
Cooper.
He nailed
for
a horror movie?
Yeah.
I'm surprised he nailed it off.
The ending.
The ending was cool.
Dark. Bleak. Like.
But I like how it tacked onto Cooper.
Yeah.
That was cool.
It was fucking dark as fuck. And a good one. And a good Barker adaptation.
So that shit that probably happens like every day in New York.
Probably. It's happening right now. We don't even know.
But it was still a good one, yeah.
It's happening here in San Antonio. We don't even fuck. There's probably a Midnight Meat Train somewhere here. Midnight Meat Cab or
okay,
something.
so that was number 5. Number 4. No, Midnight Meat Tamales.
Oh, Meat Tamales. Oh, that'd be horrible.
Delicious tamales.
Ooh.
Fucking Mexican. Alright, what's your number 4?
Number 4. I'll go with The Mist.
But for all seriousness, I would put the whole trilogy of the Evil Dead 2, and Army of Darkness at the top. Only because, well, the number 1 was Glory. Their very first one was kind of gory, but it's just a classic.
Yeah.
Okay, so 4 was what again?
I'll go with 4, The Mist.
The Mist.
The Mist. Oh,
Thomas Jane.
fucking fantastic. Great horror movie.
Thanks to that, man.
On another level, nobody could ever fucking do a horror movie like that.
That's an ultimate sci-fi horror movie right
Frank
there.
Darabont, man. Even,
Just, that's like what you think of the end of the world right there.
Darabont, he set up the template for what he thought Walking Dead was going to be. So, if you can imagine, like,
The Mist, but only in The Walking Dead.
Walking Dead.
Oh,
so
man,
you have an idea. So there you have an idea of what
he could have done.
The ending of The Walking Dead was going to be.
Oh man,
some fucked up ass shit, right?
But I love how, you know, it pretty much goes by the book or whatnot on The Mist. Is how the government's fucking with time traveling and portals, and they opened the wrong dimension.
And
it was kind of like
the Arrowhead.
No, it was kind of like Event Horizon, but on Earth.
Yes. The Arrowhead Project, man. Yes, love it.
All right, so you number 3.
Number 3, brother. Number 3, fucking scariest movie that I ever saw was The Exorcist, the original.
The original. I don't care. You guys you punks and little kids now that are growing up.
Try watching that by yourself.
No, I mean they grow up with this bullshit like Paranormal Activity. What the fuck is that? It's just stupid shit. I mean, but growing up in the early 80s, late 70s with The Exorcist when it first came out, man, that's
just
pretty
fucked
bad.
up, man. It is fucked up. Number 4.
No, number 2.
Number 2. Insidious. Yeah.
I liked Insidious. It was new, but it had all the classic horror in it.
It was one of those that made you, it stayed with you when you went home.
And I like how they didn't make it too big.
No.
You know, Paranormal Activity, oh, Ghost is going to throw you across. No, these stayed with the classic element.
It stayed with you when you went home, and
you know what was the scariest part for me in that movie? The scariest part throughout the whole, there was a lot of them. It's when that guy opens the drawer and the hand comes out.
Oh,
man, why would you do that?
Don't do it. Don't do it, man.
That was pretty, like,
Don't do
that
it.
got me like that. But my dumbass, I saw it like 3 in the morning for some reason.
Oh, you fucking.
And then like I was like this glued to it, and then he opens the drawer.
Well, I saw it in the theater.
It was pretty dark, yeah. But
Bam!
I thought he was gonna get like a flashlight, but he opens the door and then that hand comes out. I was like, oh. Good movie though.
Great movie. Great.
You'll never see a full-fledged demon in any other horror movie like that.
Not like that. Not with the Tiny Tim soundtrack.
That was eerie.
God,
Right.
that soundtrack was fucking horrible.
Your number one?
Number one, the first part of It.
You know what? I was gonna go with It for number one, but a lot of people don't understand why It was so scary to us back then.
Because only the first part of It, man.
Yeah, the first movie of It, and then the second one when they're grown ups, it's not that scary. But a lot of these kids and punks these days, they watch It and they think it's funny.
Why?
Because they see all this other crap that It comes out with.
Yeah,
First of all, Tim Curry is the only one that can pull that off.
You have to grow up with it.
You have to. It is scary, the first part. Anytime you see a clown in the fucking sewer, I mean, come on. Clowns are just scary in general. But
that whole scene, man. If you're gonna watch It, the only thing you gotta watch is that only one scene with the little
paper bolt going down, and you know he's dead.
You know it, man. It was that was a great scene.
I'm not supposed to talk to
For any movie.
I'm not a stranger.
Fucking pedophile hardcore, dude. Fucking, what the hell?
Well, technically he wasn't a pedophile because he came back for them when they were adults.
Yeah, okay, yeah. But he even says, you're all too old.
Yeah,
you're all too damn old.
Fucking Tim Curry.
Yeah, pedophile.
I mean, that guy's made some great movies, man.
Oh, yeah.
He fucking did, what was that one?
Rocky Horror, man.
Oh, Rocky Horror, the one with Tom Cruise, where he's the fucking...
Oh, legend, man. He was the darkness.
Fuck, man, that's awesome.
Not the darkness.
I mean, what do they call
Not that.
The original darkness.
The real darkness, man. And he said he was going to come back. So I'm waiting for that.
That would be, I mean, that guy just does great random roles.
Oh, yeah.
He kind of let me off when he did Home Alone 2.
Well, he's got to eat, right?
Yeah.
You can't just be fucking playing hardcore roles all the time. You know?
And then he did the Three Musketeers, and I was like,
What did he say?
No, he did the Three Musketeers with Charlie Sheen and fucking Robin from Batman and Robin.
Oh, yeah.
He played the evil card, and I was like, come on, Tim, you can do better than this.
The hell, man. Hey, take over for that. I gotta get my charger. You got a charger here? No, I'll be back. Get my charger.
What are we talking about now?
Yeah, just, I don't know. Deep, dark secrets.
I'm still trying to think what the fuck that other topic Laz had. The top 5 scariest ghost encounters or moments. We did the top 5 horror movies that we thought. It was still pretty scary. I mean, it was like kind of like The Exorcist. You had to grow up with it. That is always going to be like a top 5. But man, there was another subject. It was a great subject too. It was another horror one. This is top. What the hell did he say? It's top 5. Fuck, I can't remember. This is no bueno. Well, either way, I guess we'll come back after the break. We'll brainstorm a bit.